Good evening. We're going to get started. Welcome to Seneca High School's second annual Business Honor Society induction ceremony. My name is Matt Abate, and on behalf of the Business Department, Brenda Martin-Lee, Grace McCluskey, Renee Collins, and Christina Foster, thank you for coming out to honor these students and their tremendous achievement. We would like to personally congratulate all of the students who are about to become members of the Business Honor Society. Let's give them a round of applause. These students are being recognized for maintaining a B average in 3 or more business courses. In this ever-evolving, fast-paced society, it is more important than ever to have a strong foundation of business concepts such as banking, credit, marketing, entrepreneurship, and even crypto and NFTs. In our district, we are fortunate enough to offer over 20 different business classes to our students. Our district's focus on our business programs align with the current demand for business education nationally. According to the National Center of Educational Statistics, business is the most sought after post-secondary major for college students. 1 out of every 5 students elects to pursue a degree in business. But whether or not you decide to seek a business degree, having taken these courses will serve you well. Our goal as business teachers is to prepare you to be successful outside the walls here at Seneca High School. Remember, some people dream of success while other people get up every morning and make it happen, and that's what all of you have chosen to do. Speaking of a Seneca success story, I would like to introduce 2012 Seneca graduate Tom Monahan, who now works for TC Irons Insurance. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good evening. My name is Tom Monahan. I'm an insurance agent in Medford, the incoming president of a local Rotary, and a proud Seneca High School alumni. Thank you very much for inviting me here tonight, and congratulations to you all. It wasn't that long ago that I was sitting right where you are, waiting for somebody just like me to shut up so I could get through the ceremony and get on to the fun things that come with being a senior at the end of the year. Now, almost exactly 10 years later, the tables have turned, and I get to be the one to bore all of you out of your minds while you pretend to listen to me. Coming into Seneca, I knew no matter what classes I took to make sure that I got into at least one class with Grace McCluskey. My older brother had been participating in DECA from the start and had nothing but the highest praises for her and the entire business department. He told me, it doesn't even matter what classes you can get into. The rooms are almost all air-conditioned, there's a ton of computers, and so long as you're not a nuisance and actually do the work, they'll let you be. Well, I took that to heart, and over the next 4 years, I was in every single class that McCluskey taught, and about half of what Hams did. I too joined DECA while I was here, and had the honor of being voted in as president my senior year. I took it a step further, and joined the Community Service Club, and Interact as well. Due to those decisions, I'm standing here today in front of you wearing a button-down shirt as opposed to anything else. I knew right away I was nowhere near certain as to what I wanted to do when I grew up, but I just knew it wanted to be something involved with business. I look back on my time in DECA as one of the best parts about being at Seneca. I was fortunate enough to qualify for states all 4 years in my category of business law and ethics. I was so close to making nationals, but McCluskey made me disqualify my team. That's a story for another time. If you take one thing away from this speech, this is it. Many people you run into in your professional careers were also involved in clubs like DECA, FBLA, and others of the same. It's an immediate common ground that people look fondly back on, and sometimes that's enough to break the ice and make a new networking connection. All of these clubs and associations don't magically go away once you get accepted into college and need to make room in your resume. In fact, I've even been involved with DECA as a professional, which has allowed me to make connections with people I would have otherwise assumed wouldn't have given me the time of day. You start trading stories about riding the elevators up and down, bothering the janitors, trying to sneak onto the roof, yada, yada, yada. And next thing you know, you're laughing with the head of an established business like your old pals. Thanks to DECA, I can confidently have these conversations with people who would have intimidated me in the past. When I graduated Seneca, I had no idea what I wanted to do with myself. I knew I wanted to do something business-related, but I had no idea what. I knew I had no interest in accounting, so that was out, but after that, I was in a total loss. So when I started looking at schools around where I wanted to be and started crossing off the ones that didn't have great business programs, Eventually, I was accepted into a handful of them and ended up deciding on University of Delaware because they had a program for people who were more than undecided, but less than knowing exactly what you wanted to do. And so that's how I ended up entering school as business undecided. It's pretty much all I knew about my path going forward. I took a few general education classes, all the universal requirements to graduate, like Intro to Business and So You Want to Sell Stuff 101. But then when it came time to declare a major, I was still clueless. It felt at the time that all my classmates at UD knew they were aiming at JP Morgan, or they wanted to get into mortgages, or they had something set up in an accounting firm, where I just kind of liked business in general, which didn't do me much good at the time. So I did the one thing that made sense to me. I tried to major in as generic as a concept as I could. I hoped that it would be good enough on paper to get me in the door with as many different types of businesses as I could while I figured it out. And that's how I ended up majoring in marketing with a minor in management information systems, which is essentially just what technology are they using to conduct business right now. Essentially, all I thought was that technology is not going anywhere, everybody uses data, and everybody has to market something. Sales would be impossible without marketing. Everybody sells something, whether it be a product, a service, access to someone, an idea, anything. Before I knew it, I was months away from graduating college that I had no plan for afterwards. I had fallen in love by this point, so I knew I wanted to stay in New Jersey or Delaware, and I was fairly confident that I wasn't going to screw anything up and would have a degree in a few months. But degrees don't pay the bills, jobs do. So with that, I went with one of my friends to a job fair that wasn't even for business majors. He was studying to be a teacher, so it was all schools, book companies, and people that I really had no chance of getting in the door with. They were giving away free ice cream that day, and it was really hot out, so I thought it was worth tagging along. My friend was waiting in some giant line to be the 10,000th person to hand in their resume to a huge school district in the area, and I decided to kill time just by taking a lap. I was standing around making small talk with the table when they asked me if I had a copy of my resume with me. I had to politely and embarrassingly tell them that I was actually a marketing major and I was only talking to them because they had a cool pen as a giveaway, and I felt guilty for taking it without stopping. They asked me how fast I could get a resume over to them because they were actually in the process of looking for a salesperson to start to learn the business. They didn't even come there that day looking for a salesperson to hire. They hired me to be their intern the next day, and that winter break and all of spring, I was commuting from Newark to Smyrna a few times a week to learn all about selling language arts textbooks to school districts across the country. Within a few months, I had graduated and was moving into Wilmington with a few buddies to start working in Smyrna. While working in Prestwick House, I met my then boss, Lou. Lou was an older gentleman that stressed the importance of manners. He started every single phone call thanking the person for taking their call, and ended every single one with thanking them for giving them the time that they did, even if it was only a few seconds, and even if they were extremely rude to him during those few seconds. When I asked him why he did that, he told me to remember that you never know what the person on the other side was going through, or what they had on their plate at the time. By simply making sure at the very least you treated them with manners and respect, you might make their day a little better. And when you make somebody's day a little better, next time they have to buy what you're selling, you might be the first person they think of. That advice and watching Lou for the short year and a half I was working there is how I've tried to live my life both professionally and personally. I worked at Prestwick House for about a year after graduation, then decided I was going to move back up to New Jersey and ask my girlfriend to marry me. My dad was an insurance agent his whole life, so that just seemed like the most logical place to start for me. I already had experience in sales at that point, and I'd been stuffing mailers about liability exposures and workers' compensation rates since I was old enough for an allowance. I knew I wanted to hit the ground running, and for the next 6 months, between me making up my mind and actually moving back to New Jersey, I studied like a madman, honestly, for the first time in my life, sorry. I was listening to podcasts about the tests on both ways of my hour commute. I was reading test prep book back to back over and over, taking every practice test I could find. And then when the time finally came for my test, I passed it with flying colors. I moved back to New Jersey and back in with my parents while I got settled with my new job and got to work. I knew after my time in Delaware that I liked sales, but I hated the cold calling I had to do to get in the door of the school districts. I know cold calling is necessary, but I wanted to try to meet people naturally and build relationships. The best way I could tell to meet people was to, and possibly convince them to talk to me, was to join some sort of networking group. The groups all looked the same to me, and none of them really looked appealing, and that's when my dad suggested the Rotary. The Rotary is a networking organization that focuses on doing good work on the community and across the world. I was in Interactive in high school, which is sponsored by the local club. It's exactly what I was looking for, an opportunity to be seen in the community as a professional, and not just some kid, and a chance to actually feel good about what I was spending my time doing. The next few years don't really feel real. Since 2019, I got engaged, moved in with my fiance, married, adopted a greyhound, and then actually bought a house in December. We moved over to the big city of Medford, so if unfortunately any kids of ours are going to have to go to Shawnee, I'm still trying to look at how to change that. In the last few years, I've gotten more and more involved with the Rotary. So now at 28 years old, I'm going to be one of the youngest presidents of a club in the entire US. I still don't really know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but at this point, I've seen enough to know that sometimes the best thing you can do is to be a good person to everybody you meet, try to sincerely help whenever you can, and hopefully it'll come back around to you in the end. If you had told me 10 years ago where I am right now, I honestly would have laughed in your face, but here we are. I want to say thank you once again, and congratulations on all your hard work, and best in luck with your careers moving forward. Sincerely, if there's anything I can do to help anybody in this room, please let me know. Thank you, and I hope you have a great night.
Thanks, Tom. That was great. One more round of applause for Tom Monahan. I'm now going to introduce Grace McCluskey, another one of our business teachers, to introduce our honorees for the evening.
So thank you so much, Mr. Monahan. And I can honestly speak for Renee and me when I say you made an enormous impression on both of us when you were here, differently, but enormous. Ms. Martin-Lee and Ms. Foster will present the awards as I call out the names. Please come up the stairs and make your way over to the ladies at the table to receive your honors. And at this time, juniors will be presented with a pin, and seniors will be presented with a pin and the cords for their graduation. All right. Calissa Rajo. Nicholas Bisconti. Okay. Nathaniel Burgess. Cameron Burr. Scott Buser. Evan Chinosi. JAZMYN CRUZ. Abigail Demaraski. Hannah Diamond. Dominic Elantrio. Riley Fieron. Dominic Fischetti. Caroline Fish. Kelvin Flanagan. Emily Gerber. Tyler Giancoli. Delaney Hackney. Jared Hatley. Grace Kennevan. Caleb Higginbotham. Evan Hill. Matthew Kirchhoffer. Tyler Clem. Chase Maynor. Abigail Lewis. Nicholas Melchior. Timothy McCormick. Jake Miller. MACY MIZERAK. Mason Malone. Ryan Monty. Megan O'Keefe. Sonia Moore. Mark Palladino. He's not here, but I have to say this. I'd like to recognize Mark Palladino as the student who has taken the most business classes in the program. We don't know how he did it, but Mark ended up managing to fit 7 business classes into his schedule in only 4 years. So I'm sorry he couldn't be here, but he does need that accolade. Brenton Penwell. Christina Pernici. Congrats. Lauren Peretta. Good job. Wallace Pickard IV. Julia Rath. Grant Sevening. Julia Sider. Colin Smith. Matthew Smith. Gavin Toronto. Lawrence Valenzano. Vincent Valenti. Paige Venable. Landon Wall. Joseph Webb. Nathaniel Zane. We'd like to thank all of you that supported the students and encouraged them as they move through our business program here at Seneca. And now I give the program back to Mr. Abate.
Thank you, Ms. McCluskey. You can obviously tell business teachers ran this because how efficient, short, and sweet it was. But there are a couple thank yous that we would like to extend. First, we would like to thank Mr. Bauer, our administration and guidance counselors for supporting our department and making this Business Honor Society come to fruition. Most importantly, we would like to thank the students and the parents for how much you value our programs. Obviously, we're biased. We think business courses are the most important courses in the school, but we appreciate you taking the time to take our courses and learn a little something. So thank you for that. We'll leave you with this. Never stop learning because life never stops teaching. I would like to again thank Tom Monahan, and let's give one more round of applause for our honorees. One more person we would like to thank is Mr. Seeley. He's here filming. He spends countless hours in this building. So thank you, Mr. Seeley, for all that you do for not only us, but everybody here. So that concludes our ceremony. You can join us outside the auditorium for light refreshments and pictures. Thank you for coming. Have a safe trip home.